The merge tactics cheating situation is unfortunately back. If you don't know what I'm talking about, all 8 of these players on the podium and even more than that have all gotten here through exploiting. Now, what this exploit is normally if you play duos, you're supposed to be matched up in a normal lobby and just play as normal for trophies, but instead, these duos are being placed in bot lobbies. Meaning that if you face bots, you can easily win and just gain trophies like that, and to even further back up these, accusations, if you look at these top players, they have the same amount of trophies. Number 1 and 2 both have the same exact trophies. They're in the same clan, so clearly they're a duo. 3 and 4, they're in the same clan, same number of trophies. 5 and 6, same exact clan as well. And 7 and 8 have similar trophies, but I would assume they're probably in a duo because, I mean, their clans are both Spanish, so I would assume they're a duo. But exactly why this problem is so significant is because there are only 2 days left in the season. Meaning that if you're trying to grind out for like a top placement or a top badge, there's going to be bot farmers above you and you just can't do anything about it. So a lot of people unfairly just get their top placement, which is very annoying for people trying to grind for like honest placements. And you can even see this on Reddit. I came across this Reddit post, I think just earlier today. It says blatant cheating. Of course, all these top players are cheating. For the second time, Supercell has allowed this garbage to continue on the leaderboard. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I think it was last season they had this exact problem. All these players as well were also doing the same exact exploit. I don't know if it was the same exact because last season you could literally just queue any duos game and the cheat just works. You get into a bot lobby, you gain trophies. But now I believe it's like slightly different. Like the conditions in order to get into a bot lobby, I believe is like a bit different than last season, but I'm not exactly sure. But anyways, yeah, this is absolutely disgusting. This the last time this happened, I never got my badge for ranking 1853. Grinded yet again this season. I'm in top 2K. I didn't push last season because of the risk of the soul issue. Last season didn't have this problem. So I guess it was 2 seasons ago. It wasn't last season. And I thought, awesome. Yeah, looks like they fixed it. But yeah, how can anyone have any motivation and good spirit to trophy push? So yeah, these are really good points that I kind of want to talk about this video. And these losers continue to have recognition on the leaderboard. Yes, another huge problem. The whole thing is a mess. I'm unbelievably disheartened. So I mean, I've had this exact same thoughts 2 seasons ago when this glitch also happened. And I'll even show you guys, this guy brought up a really good point of badges being glitched. Badges somehow get glitched when this stuff happens, when this exploiting stuff happens. I'll even show you, my top finish is number 11, but my badge got glitched the other way. So now my badge says I'm top 292, but I finished 11. I had the 11th badge and it glitched, which is really bad, which is what these people are just worrying about. And he brought up a lot of good points. Like this is super disheartening, especially for people that are actually, actively trying to secure like a top placement. Because imagine working so hard for the last like 6 weeks, especially because they increased the length of the seasons of the duration, working hard for 6 weeks, just to not get the finish you deserve because people are just exploiting and, unfairly getting placements that are higher than yours. So it really is scummy and it's hard to find motivation to push. I feel especially bad for people that have been pushing because I don't even know how you find the motivation to push when you know that your true finish is not going to be accurate because there's what? It's going to be deflated by like 30 spots because there's going to be 30 exploiters above you. Like, it really is disheartening. And I also will say that if you're directly not doing the exploit yourself, which obviously I would recommend you not to do because it is pretty scummy and you maybe will get banned. I know a lot of people that did get banned for last season. But even if you're directly not cheating, also the bandit's kind of going insane. Okay, we almost won there. But I myself didn't abuse the exploit, like obviously, like that season I wasn't even pushing. And my badge still got glitched. I wasn't even in the top 10,000 that season, I'm pretty sure. And my badge still got bugged. So even if you're not the one that's actively being involved in the exploit, you can still probably get affected, which really sucks because I didn't do anything about it and my badge still got messed up. So hopefully badges don't actually bug out again this season. That would be truly unfortunate if that does happen. But yeah, I mean, I doubt they can fix anything though, because they weren't able to fix anything last season. You can't really do anything in such short period of time, right? If you're on Supercell's end, so I would not count on anything being fixed. But I think they even had more time last time, maybe like 6 days and they couldn't do anything about it, which I'm not blaming them for. Like, it's such a short period of time. You can't really be expected to fix everything and, push out the changes to the main game globally. So, but still, it's just very unfortunate. So hopefully they don't actually mess up the badges for everyone. That'd be super nice. But I don't even know what I was going to do this season. I was maybe planning on playing a bit more. But I don't know. It's just a hard risk, at the end of the season. So, and I frankly don't even know how these like mistakes are happening. I don't know how stuff is just always getting discovered on the final 3 days. Some hypotheses people had where like people knew about this exploit like the entire season, but they just didn't use it until the final days because if people had used the exploit earlier in the season, then Supercell would have more time to react, and then maybe their account would get banned. They'd be erased from the leaderboard and things like that. But maybe people just decided to use it only late in the season so that Supercell had less time. They couldn't react in time. Maybe that's true. Maybe that's not. Also, maybe another thing is that it's something that had to do with like, the new update being pushed to the main game because the new update was just added a few days ago. So maybe that had something to do with it. I'm just not exactly sure. Also, we're going to get a new orb. Please be like an E-Wiz. I will take that. Wait, can I get a 4-star GK? Okay, unfortunately not. He didn't have a GK, so I was just very curious. But, I mean, it is just unfortunate here. Maybe if I can get a 4-star GK on the board, that would be nice. No, but the boss bandit's actually pretty good. And now we get a 4-star GK, so that's going to be GDs. But if you guys are still going to be trying to actively push for a good finish, just know that at the very least, merchtactics.gg is trying to ban all the cheaters from the site just so they can accurately show, the true players that are actually playing the game properly as intended to trophy push. So if you're curious about what your actual finish is, your actual placement is, you can check out merchtactics.gg. I'm not like, it's just, the main website for Merge Tactics. So yeah, we'll see how things pan out in like the 2 days after the season's over. But yeah, hopefully I can get this kill on the bomber. Nice. And yeah, we have the Ascension, so I'm probably going to try out. I might go for like a GK, to be honest. I feel like that's always the safest bet. And we have something decent like this, which should work for now. I think I probably will go for like, I might actually try out full force this game. I heard full force is actually like, it's like actually good. Like it's not just like better than it was before. It's actually pretty good. Let's go for that right now. I'll probably sell this guy. We can put in our golden knight now. And yeah, this guy does have a queen, which is pretty good. And I will say, I'm not exactly sure how to do the exploit. The funny thing is, I actually was planning to make a video on it last time it happened, but I was told that that's like a little risky. Like, it was like sort of in the gray area. Like, according to Supercell, like, actually now I'm going to go for a 6 out of 6 noble. But, it was a bit sus because, like, a creator actively doing the cheat in a video is, you know what I mean? Like, it's a bit sus. But yeah, that's why I'm not actively doing the cheat. I also don't even know exactly how. Like, as I mentioned, oh my god, holy GK. The conditions, I believe, are a bit different this time, so I'm not exactly sure what those are. Like, maybe you need to use, like, a certain combination of rulers or something to do it. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I just would not recommend doing it because you probably will get banned. Alright, we're against a king with full clan. Actually, not full clan. 4 to 6 clan and 2 to 6 forest. I might have to try out the forest trait for a separate video because apparently it's really good. Like, I heard 4 forest is, like, genuinely one of the best comps. And a lot of, like, actual top players were using it too. And we're at 35 merges, so I might just try to use this round to get my 50. All right, we're at 48. I need just 2 more. Hopefully I can get that by the time the round ends. Okay, I just got my 50th. That should be pretty good. Let's see what these guys have. Did this guy get out? Yeah, this guy's eliminated. That's good. And I get 24 elixir. But yeah, just a little something I wanted to yap about today because it's a pretty big issue that happened a few seasons ago that I guess you could say had its impact like since then. Like, my badge is still bugged. A lot of people's badges are still bugged. Like, so many people have false finishes. So it's a pretty big problem that has not left the game for a while. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. And yeah, make sure to like, sub, do all that, and I'll see you guys. Peace out.